Welcome to the WP Builds podcast, bringing you the latest news from the WordPress community. Now, welcome your hosts, David Wormsley and Nathan Wrigley.
Hello there and welcome to the WP Builds podcast. This is episode number 207, entitled Running a Growing WordPress Plugin Company. It was published on Thursday, the 26th of November 2020. Just one thing before we begin, it is Black Friday just around the corner and WP Builds have got all of your WordPress needs absolutely covered. We've got a ton of WordPress deals, over 150 on a searchable, filterable page over at wpbuilds.com/black. That's wpbuilds.com/black. And pretty much everything that I could find I've put on that one page so that you don't have to go looking, trawling through emails and scanning a whole load of independent websites. Find them all there and use that page. Many of them are affiliate links, so it does help keep the wpbuilds.com lights on, and would be most appreciative if you want to bookmark that page and use it in the days to come. If you want to keep in touch with us, head over to wpbuilds.com/subscribe. That's our YouTube channel, Facebook group, and email lists. You'll find it all there. The WP Builds podcast was brought to you today by A/B Split Test. Do you want to set up your A/B split tests in record time, like in a couple of minutes? Use your existing pages and test anything against anything else. Buttons, images, headers, rows, anything. And the best part is it works with Elementor, Beaver Builder, and the WordPress block editor. Go check it out and get a demo at absplittest.com. Okay, today's podcast 207, running a growing WordPress plugin company. Today I'm speaking with Jewel from WP Managed Ninja. This is a company that's very much on the rise at the moment. You've probably heard of some of their products. So, for example, they've got WP Fluent Forms, WP Ninja Tables, WP Payform, and most recently a new offering in the WordPress space, Fluent CRM. I speak today with Jewel all about why he set up the company, how his company is structured, how they view their products, what importance do they place on one thing over another, how do they decide what gets developed, and so on. I'm really beguiled by the stuff that they're putting out. I jumped on Fluent Forms, probably about a year ago now, and I've been incredibly happy with it. And it's just really refreshing talking to him about his aspirations for the company and what's coming up next. The company's moving so fast that by the time this episode is airing, which is in November 2020, we recorded it a few months ago and Fluent CRM hadn't even been released at that point. So there's quite a bit of clear blue sky between this recording and what you can actually find on their website now. So definitely go and check it out. Have a look at the link in the show notes and see if you would like to get on board with any of their products. Lovely podcast, lovely guy. I hope that you enjoy it. Hello there and welcome to the WP Builds podcast once more. Thanks for joining us and thanks for staying to this part. Today we have an interview and I've got somebody on the line who I've spoken to once before, but I've kind of messaged a little bit, I think, on Facebook Messenger, and I've certainly been interacting with some of the products that he and his team have been producing. So may I introduce you to Jewel? Say hi, Jewel. Tell us who you are, where you come from, and what company you represent, and so on.
Hello everyone, I am Jewel. Mainly, I work for WP Managed Ninja. I am physically located in Bangladesh and in Sylhet town. It's a very small, beautiful town. And we have around 30 developers, designers, and engineers here that we are trying to build WordPress products mainly, but maybe we'll have SaaS products too. So basically, we build WordPress products that work for agencies, business people. So one of the greatest product is Fluent Forms. Maybe many people, maybe you already use that. Also, we have Ninja Tables, another product. That's it. And we started WP Managed Ninja back 2017 actually. So it's not a long journey, but I started WordPress around 10 years ago.
Okay.
So when I was second year in my graduation.
Okay, yeah. That is primarily how I've come across you. I don't really recall how it happened, but there was this great furore last year where your company WP Manage Ninja, put out a lifetime deal on what has become my go-to Forms plugin. So if you've not heard about it before, I would strongly urge you to go and check out Fluent Forms. It's a really totally credible alternative to whatever you're using so far. It's got all the bells and whistles as you might expect, but just to begin the conversation, I'm interested in why you decided to do a lifetime deal. What was all that about? Was it just to get a bit of notoriety, to get your foot in the door, to get your name recognised? Why did you decide to suddenly throw lifetime pricing at us?
So basically, Fluent Forms, it's a long ambition project of ours. We started Fluent Forms around two years ago, I think. Yeah, 2 years ago. So, we developed that Fluent Forms, the first version. When we released Fluent Forms, it was like 1 year work, like 3 developers, and we invested lots of money and lots of time, resources, everything on it. And when we developed that, so basically before that, why we started Fluent Forms, actually, the current problem is with the form market, especially in WordPress. There has some great products like Gravity Forms, Control 7, Ninja Forms, I think, WP Forms, and many forms. So, and it's really a crowded market, but we wanted to go there because we thought that it can be, people should have really a better alternative of that great big names, because the big names don't actually do don't upgrade their product for a long time and don't mess with the current technology. Like mostly in the last couple of years, all the SaaS companies or web actually move to with JavaScript, and they making the user experience better and better. So we thought that maybe this is a point where if we start now, then we can give better option for the users with the powered by JavaScript. So basically, then we started, Fluent Forms. We and after completed the project for the 1 year long run development phase, then so that was Fluent Forms was our second product. Before that, we just built Ninja Tables. So how do we understood that maybe it was a wrong decision to build Fluent Forms in that time because nobody actually using our product. It's good. We can say it's good, but when we show someone, they're saying, okay, it's good, but maybe I will not switch from the another product that he is using WP Forms. Okay, so it was very hard to convince lots of people to use our product. So then we decided that maybe we have to acquire customers so they can use it, they can understand the power of our plugin, and then we will get some attention. So then so I talked with many users and admins in Martech group, actually, mainly. So I met with someone in WordCamp Singapore, and his name was Leo. So Leo is also a very good person, very good guy, great guy. And so then Leo told me that your form plugin is great, and I am sure if you get better attention of the users, then it will be very helpful for the marketing, to the marketing of the tool. So then we made some changes with added some more features. We upgraded the UI again, and then we offer the lifetime deal mainly in Martech Facebook group, and invited our regular users to try that at least. So the first so we ran that like I think 3 weeks, and to be honest, it was a very big response. We got very big response. We made lots of sales, to be honest. And then we created a Facebook group and inviting our users to join that. Then we understand that, okay, now people are talking about us and they are using it. And we got many people from Gravity Forms. So I think most of our paid customers that we have, most of them are from mainly Gravity Forms. And then they are telling that, okay, we could not do that in Gravity Forms. We had to buy third-party add-ons to do this feature. And now we are actually can do that in Fluent Forms, and we don't have to purchase and install, maintain another like 10 add-ons. And we can do everything in Fluent Forms, and the user experience is very good because it's like a desktop app, but in the web, WordPress, and because it's powered by mostly JavaScript, we use Vue.js for the builder. So then what we did actually, then we take a very good decision that we will not decide what the next feature will be. Our customers will decide that. So we created a Trello board, it's a public Trello board, and we told our users that maybe you can just suggest us what you want to see in the next version, and other users will vote that, and we will work on the top voted features. So then the next 8 months, I think. So next month, we work with our users, we talk with our users, we listen what they want to say. So we got some great minds from our customers, and they helped us to tell us that, okay, you should focus on these development issues. Then it will be very good for users. So it is like community driven project actually. So mostly our users actually decide what they want to see in the version. So in the last with this, in the last 8 months, we released I think 4 major updates. And now users are very happy. In the last 3 months, I think our growth is like more than 100%, and Fluent Forms is doing really great. So on your question actually, so our main target was, it's not about the money that we will get from the LTT buyers, but to engage more users, help us to build the best form plugin in WordPress. And we are actually doing that every month. And still, if you go to our public board of Fluent Forms in Trello, then you will see that what we are working in this current quarter, what we completed in the last quarter, and what we did the previous quarter. So everything is actually transparent, clean, open. So say if we don't work like 2 months for development, people will get notice that, okay, we're not working on something. Or you can, anytime in the real time, you can check specific which component we are working on, what we are actually releasing in the next this quarter or end of this month, like that. So that was the motivation of us to get more feedbacks, to work with users, to understand their pain point and solve that. So I think if you go to any random Facebook group, development WordPress related group, and just post like hot forms form plugin you recommend, then I am sure that you will get at least one suggestion from our customers that they will tell you that use Fluent Forms and your life will be easier.
Yeah, that's a really nice story. I mean, there's so many stories which are reasonably similar, but not quite the same. In that I've spoken to a lot of people now who've taken different gambles and they've decided to go down a certain route, and they hope it work out. And it always strikes me that listening to your customers is the correct way to sort of win an audience. You know, if you're putting your public roadmap out there and allowing people to contribute on it, and more importantly, you know, if you're starting out with a plugin, in this case Fluent Forms, and you're quite open to deciding where it's going to go, listening to those people and taking those viewpoints on is only going to grow it. And obviously those people, they're kind of really invested in it now. I jumped on that lifetime deal. I thought it was a fabulous offer, and at that point, you know, there couldn't have been any certainty around whether or not things were going to work out, but they did, and I'm really pleased about it now. And so you've kind of got me as a customer, and it makes you feel that in the future, that because of the way that you've handled the updates and the honesty that you've provided in the groups that I've been a part of, kind of makes me feel that, well, next time they release something new, I'll definitely be taking a closer look. So yeah, bravo for listening to your audience. That was actually quite a brave thing to do, because throwing lifetime pricing, you know, it could go the other way, couldn't it? You could end up with 100,000 customers, all of whom want support for exactly, you know, 100,000 different reasons, and the ship sinks under the support burden.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, many companies do like Epsumo deal or other lifetime deal. I don't like to run too much, LTD deals actually, because I read many things about SaaS companies. You know, they are going, off, they're getting bankrupt, and they're shut down their service. I think the problem with, lifetime deals is actually how much a customer cost per year, say, or per month. So for the SaaS services, like, they have to run their servers, they have to give you their resources to run the software. In our case, actually, that we don't have much cost. So for you, say you are one of our customer, so for that we don't have that ongoing cost for you. We have the development cost, and that is coming from our regular sales actually, and we are growing really, really good, very fast. On cost, that is for you, as a customer, that is our support cost. And if you give us too many support tickets, then it will cost our cost that will cost for our support engineers. The good thing actually about that, that we thought about that, and then we think that our product is really great. We have documentations, so people at first see the documentation, and if they don't get answer from the documentation, they submit a support tickets, and that's the only cost for one of our customer. So basically, we took that risk, that we are confident that maybe if we make great product, we improve lots of things, then we will get less support tickets. And that's why we can invest our money to the support team, and then we will grow fast.
Yeah.
So that's the way we took actually. But for a SaaS company, it does not make sense for a lifetime deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do sometimes wonder. I look at these things on AppSumo and so on, and I do wonder how does that work over 2 years, But you're right, you don't have you don't have the burden. You've basically got to create the code, update the code, and ship the code, and then it's on everybody else's hardware and infrastructure to make it work. So that's a good model. Yeah,
exactly. So if I ever release a SaaS product, I may not offer a lifetime deal, because if a SaaS actually product always cost me every month for every customer, for my server cost and all the other things, infrastructure, those type of things. So it does not make sense for the SaaS companies to do an LTD unless they had a different motive, like they want to show the growth to their investor, to get investment like that. Otherwise, it does not make sense. And but natural growth is always important for, I think, any product. And that's the reason actually to grow our natural sales, natural things, we did the LTD. That the initial customers, they will actually talk about us in their social media, on their to their community. Then we will get more customers from
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So that was motivation actually.
It's a nice story. You were saying that that you're currently at about 30 excuse me, about 30 people.
Yeah.
Where were you this time, let's say a year or maybe 2 years ago? Has it been a company of that size for a long time, or have you had to ramp up since the lifetime deal because things have gotten a lot more busy?
Okay. Not actually big. It's like actually the lifetime deal did not actually did mass change in our infrastructure in our company side actually. In the last year, I think 1 year ago we had like 20 people. Okay, now we have 30 people, so like 50% increase of the size of the people actually. So basically, for LTD, we got many users, but we see lots of natural growth of our product. So we hired a new person, and another model that we follow in our company, that is each product is like a startup. So for Fluent Forms, we have a dedicated team. So they have developers. Currently, we have 3 developers for Fluent Forms, and we have dedicated content writer, marketers, and a team for Fluent Forms. Same goes to Ninja Tables. So when we start a new product, then we actually build a new team. So we take someone experienced from our existing teams and hire new people in that team and start investing in that product, and finally launch that, and we continue that product. And this is the way we do. So basically, in the current situation, we started another project actually, and we had to hire new people to support that product, to develop that product. So that's why actually, our current new members actually, and that's like, and also, we increase the resources in Fluent Forms too, because we are growing fast, and we have to adapt that.
Yeah, that's an interesting strategy, sort of hiving off different people from within the company to become almost like a separate little company, and they are the people that are in charge of that area. So Ninja Tables,
Exactly.
You guys are doing that, and you guys are doing Fluent Forms so that you know it inside out. Yeah, that's interesting. Having had the experience of taking on a marketplace which I felt was already saturated. You've got, like you mentioned, Gravity Forms, Caldera, you've got Contact Forms 7, you've got WP Forms, the list goes on and on, Formidable and so on. Having taken on an incumbent suite of products and managed to carve a niche out and be successful, do you see that as something that you will try as a company to do again? And what I mean is, do you have your eyes set on something which again people might look at and think there's no way there's any space in the marketplace for that? Or is the next product going to be, or the next few products going to be something completely innovative? In other words, are you going to, copy something that's been done but do it, in your words, better? Or are you going to try to just do something brand new?
Okay, it's a nice question actually. So in WordPress market, the market is totally different than like 5 years ago. So as a company, when we look for what the next product we will build, or what the next problem we will solve for the users, the problem is actually WordPress is a huge area, and I think you will not get any category that if you search for something in WordPress or Google, like I want to do this in WordPress, you will always get solution, always interesting plugin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the problem is actually that in some area there has many good solutions. In some area you will not find any good solutions actually. So for Fluent Forms, it was kind of our very very risky decision to go to the form market actually, but the payoff was huge actually. If we get success, it will be really really huge. Okay, so we can just only work on the Fluent Forms, the form plugin, and we don't have to work with any other product that can be a company.
Yeah.
Actually, so so uh, it was like our we found that if we can actually do that, if you give the good experience to our users, they will definitely move that, because no matter how successful a product right now, if they cannot innovate, if they cannot keep up with the time, they will be they cannot sustain that. So if you if you like remember high five, okay, so that was a very big company. Now no one know that company.
Yeah.
The social media. So the same thing actually, I think it's not about the how for me actually how innovative or how is it how unique it is, but it's lots of like how how much value I can add to the existing market, so people can flow that. In the future, I think that what I am focusing on actually, what if we build a new product, or in our next product actually that we are planning to release in 2 months from this time actually, that it will be something really new in WordPress space, not the whole web space, but it will be something
Nice.
that,
Right. Okay, that's an interesting pivot. I suppose the good thing about hitting the form market is that there isn't a WordPress. Well, this is an exaggeration, of course, but basically, there's no WordPress website without a form on it. Every website has a form.
Exactly.
So you've got a fighting chance of the 50 million WordPress websites. I don't know what the number is, but I'm sure it's bigger than that. Every single one of those needs some kind of form. Even if that form is infrequently used, it'll still be on there. So you need some kind of plugin for that. Whereas if you go for something a little bit more unique and a bit more interesting, and you're carving out a completely new market, there's a bit of a gamble there, isn't there? And you have to presumably weigh up whether the successful part of the company, the Fluent Form bit, can hold up the research and development into the other new areas, and whether or not it can support it if it's not immediately popular, and so on.
Yeah, exactly. So our next product is it's not for everyone. It's for mainly agencies or business people, or like e-commerce, those type of things. So I think I can actually disclose here, no problem here. People will ultimately know that. So our next product is how do we understood that. So we run a e-commerce site, WP Ninja. We run our own shop. The problem we faced in the last couple of years actually, that to communicate with our customers, to send emails, to analyze the data of our customers, that like how many products you bought, which is product is bad, how many support tickets you have submitted, what was the email communication between us. This type of things is very important for us. So when we look at our customer, so then we search many things. So there has actually many solutions like MailChimp, Campaign Monitor, Active Campaign, those type of SaaS services. The problem is actually the SaaS services. Those are really really good. They do their job. The problem for us actually was that we have to feed the data to that platform, and then we have to log in there and see the information of one of our say lead or customer, and we did not find anything in WordPress area. So there has some plugin like MailPoet. They can send nice emails to our segmented customers, people. The problem is actually it can only do send emails. That's it. nothing else. I cannot analyze the data. I cannot segment that. So this is my, say, very high paying customer, and this is my low paying customer, or this can be a customer, like that. We don't have any automation. So then we built a tool, actually, I think last year, that can do the job. So I can go to that, plugin menu, and search for any email and see the full history of that customer. So how many products they bought, how many support tickets, this type of information. Then it was really useful for us. Then this year we were searching that hot new product we can build. So we wanted to build a new product. Then after searching few category, then we thought that maybe this can be a product that the internal tool we are using in our company, this can actually help. As it's helping us, it can definitely help other people. Then that's the idea, actually, behind our new product. So the product name maybe will be like Fluent CRM. For now, it's this name we are using, Fluent CRM internally.
Okay.
So that's our new product. So it's kind of I'll say that new idea in WordPress ecosystem, actually, that you can actually automate your marketing campaigns, email campaigns, or finding the leads, subscriber form, those type of things. You can do it. Like currently, I think we can do, like, if someone purchases Ninja tables, we'll send an email instantly that thank you for purchasing Ninja tables. These are the documentation. You can write us anytime, and our support team will help. And after, say, 4 days, we can send an email if you have any problem with configuring Ninja tables or like that. And say another 1 week, we can promote our Fluent Forms, that you can try our Fluent Forms too. So you can do that. You can do that in the current version of our Fluent CRM, and you cannot do with any other plugin in in WordPress natively in your server without using a SaaS service. And the SaaS services are very, very costly. Like if I want to send like 50,000 emails or 10,000 emails using MailChimp, it will cost me like $200 or $300. So that's really, really costly for the small business or mid-sized businesses. But if I can do with WordPress, that is my server, then it will, if I use like say I will use Amazon ACS, then it will only cost me like $5 or $10, like that.
So that's a great idea.
It will be interesting.
That's a really interesting idea. So is this built on top of, I'm going to guess, WooCommerce, or is it your own e-commerce solution?
Oh, okay. So basically, the e-commerce solution is a totally different module, but it's packed with the software. So if you don't have any, say, you don't sell anything, but you still want to send emails to your subscribers about the podcast, so you can do that. Okay, you can segment like how many clicks people did, or like that. Actually, you can. So it's, if you use WooCommerce, then we have the integration. If you use EasyDigital Download, we already have the integration because we use EasyDigital Download. So, and we have planned to integrate more ecosystems, like maybe the LMS market. Many people use now LMS, run LMS softwares. So we can actually also integrate that. So you can send campaign emails to specific students. Like I want to send the emails to the days course students, like that.
Got it.
Yeah. So so it will be, I think, interesting. Actually, it will be really helpful, I think, for save lots of problem, lots of time, save lots of time of our customers, small businesses. So
the nice thing about the WordPress ecosphere and the people within it is that they're not afraid to try out new things, are they? If they come across something like this, they can give it a go for usually a fairly low entry price of a subscription for one site for 1 year. That seems to be the usual model if you're going to just try something out. And they're not absolutely beholden. So as an example, I for a little while used MailChimp, and then I found something that suited me better, and MailChimp went out the window, and I tried something new. And because we're a fairly technical bunch, and we're not afraid to get our hands dirty, and we're not afraid of the technology, and it doesn't really bother us that we've got to get used to a new UI. We give those things a go, and I've seen nothing quite like what you've described before. So that does seem really interesting. Yeah, you're gonna have to prize people away from, like you say, MailChimp and ActiveCampaign and all those kind of things. But from what you've described, if it can hook into all the WordPress things and filter and create little segmented lists based upon interactions within WordPress, that's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we build it. So I think problem with the SaaS services, actually, they cannot actually access your WordPress.
Right.
Okay? You will feed the data, then you will work on that data. But if we can, access the WordPress data, we right into WordPress, and we can access all the WordPress data, analyze those things, and give you the power to segment your customers and interact with them, then the chance is actually very high that your conversion rate will be definitely high, and you give the much more interactive experience of your customers.
Yeah, I can see a webinar coming on, Jewel. I can see a couple of months from now we're going to have to sit in front and do this in front of a screen so that we can actually show people what it's like. We're recording this obviously a little bit before it goes out. That's just the way the podcast is done. But hopefully later in the year 2020 we'll be seeing that coming onto the scene. And at the moment you're muting to call it what did you say? Fluent Serum, did you say?
Fluent CRM, exactly.
Nice.
So I think this is the first time publicly I am, telling this.
Oh, yeah. You've got a safe, like I said before we started, there's a safety net here because the podcast is recorded a fairly significant amount of time before it's going out, and let's hope too many secrets aren't revealed. I would love to have you back though, to chat through whatever it ends up being and whatever it's called and however it looks. That would be fabulous.
Even people actually know this right now, it's not a problem, because if someone actually want to clone it or make a different version of it from getting the idea of this, that's not actually it's common actually.
Okay. Yeah, it's not going to take a fortnight. 2 weeks is not enough to replicate the functionality that you've just described. That really does interest me. I've tried all sorts of WordPress solutions for doing email. Some of them successful, but only as a method of spraying email out, not so much of filtering and deciding that this part over here, this segment over here should do this, and this segment over here should do that. So that's really interesting. Yeah, I think that'll be something to watch. We're probably running out of time, to be honest, but I don't want you to go without having an opportunity to mention anything else that you feel that you didn't get a chance to mention. So usually it's a chance to talk about where you are on Twitter or a product or a deal that you've got going on. But as we're recording a little bit in advance, that's probably not going to happen. But just tell us where we can find you, how we can reach out to you, and anything you like.
Okay, so I work with the whole team in our company actually. So if you send any email in our website wpmanager.com, in our contact form, I manage that email because I want to know more about the customers. So I'll get back to you. Another nice place will be the Fluent Forms group. Mainly, I am very, very active in that group. I try to engage with every customers that they post or comments. So that will be, I think, the best place to interact with me in our Facebook group if you want to talk about anything. Also, I talk with many people in Facebook. Facebook, if someone actually send message, I definitely answer that in the same day. So Facebook, it's pretty much I use for my business. actually, and also I am in Twitter. My handle is Tech Jewel, but I'm not very active in Twitter, but definitely in Facebook. And I'll say that the products we build in WP Manage Ninja, we don't build like random products or lots of product. We whenever we build a new product, it's like 2 months or 3 months thinking, analyzing those things, and every product is like the code quality is very high because I'm fortunate that when I started W Manage Ninja, uh, then I could hire a CTO, very experienced CTO. He is like my 10 years old in like with the experience. So he is in Stack Overflow. He is like uh, less into 1%. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
he's yeah yeah ranking the whole world ranking I think under 600. So where billions of developers are there, and in that ranking he is like 600. So he's very very experienced. Like he has 20 years experience. So basically he actually manage our as a CTO, he manage our other developers, and he makes sure that the code we are writing, those are really scalable or maintainable. And because we have plan to maintain those products for years, not just make a product, sell that, not like that. So I'll definitely tell you that if you really want very high quality products in the based on the code, then you can try our product. All our products are actually free, and we have pro version as an add-on, but all our products are free. You can download that, try that, and it will be good. And if you find any bug or anything, you can always send us support tickets, and those are totally free. We also give support to our free users. And one thing that is different than big companies or other companies, that is our support. We always give top-notch support to our users. Always try to do that. And most of our, I think 99% of our customers are very happy that the support we do. So
Yeah.
that's the one thing that I can proud of, that the support and code quality, they are like unparalleled.
Well, just
You can only,
speaking from the perspective of somebody that took a punt on it and gave it a go, the Fluent Forms has, like I said, become the way that I do it now, and I can attest to the fact that it's received significant updates, not just to the sort of features that have been added on over the last year or so, but also with things like the UI. The UI took a big change of direction in the last few weeks. They've got a capability in Fluent Forms to actually customize the way it looks, the form, the way it looks within the UI. So you can, I don't know, change the width of the button and make the button blue and make the form borders go red or whatever you like. It's all done in a point-click interface. It's really, really good. So I can attest to that.
yeah.
Great product.
Yeah, I want to add another thing actually. So many people actually say that maybe Fluent Forms actually, to be honest, at the first it was like it's like a copycat. Fluent Forms is a copycat of Gravity Forms or Caldera Forms or those things. But over the last 1 year, the features we have added in Fluent Forms, no other forms have.
Yep.
Okay, no other, I can say no other forms have. Like we have our own styler. No other forms give you the style options to style your forms in that same component. Like we have many other fields, unique fields that we have that no other people. Then one feature that we have we released last week, that is you can actually, like if you have a normal contact form, you will get lots of manual spams, like buy this SEO course, buy this SEO service, or automatic bot, those type of things. What we did actually the last week, that we released a feature where you can actually ban any form submission based on the user data. Like if the text area includes any link that's maybe a bot or some SEO guy, they want to sell something, so you can ban that, and you will not get that feature to any other forms, form plugin. And so like that, we have actually lots of new features that we have introduced in our plugin. Like we have a feature from the last year, I think, that is you can analyze the data with chart and like charts and graph and see what does the say you have a checkbox and you can analyze what is the most checked item on, what is the number of selection from say 100 submission. So you can do that, and this type of features actually don't offered by any other form plugin in WordPress sector. So yeah, we have added actually lots of new innovation.
I can fully attest to this. Yeah, I'm very, very pleased that I've invested in. There's lots of things that have happened and lots of things on the roadmap. But we'll definitely keep an eye out. We're beady eyes on the new Fluent Serum and see how that goes. Jewel, thank you so much for joining us today. Sadly, we're out of time. Hopefully, we'll see you on the WP Builds news again. That was nice to have you on, and thanks for coming on the podcast today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed that. Always very nice chatting to somebody about something new, in this case, WP Manage Ninja. Really interesting to see how they've managed to scale their business and how they've decided to allocate the roles within that business and what's coming next. Looks like a safe bet, I would say, at this point in time, investing in WP Manage Ninja. So go and check it out. Click on the links in the show notes to find those individual products: WP Fluent Forms, WP Ninja Tables, WP Payform, and Fluent CRM. Don't forget to check out the WPBuilds.com Black Friday deals page. That is WPBuilds.com/black, a searchable, filterable list. I've made the effort so that you don't have to go trawling around all over the place. So that URL once more, WPBuilds.com/black. The WP Builds podcast was brought to you today by A/B Split Test. Do you want to set up your A/B split tests in record time? The new A/B split test plugin for WordPress will have you up and running in a couple of minutes. Use your existing pages and test anything against anything else. Buttons, images, headers, rows, anything. And the best part is it works with Elementor, Beaver Builder and the WordPress block editor. You can check it out and get a demo at absplittest.com. Okay. We will be back next Thursday for another podcast. This time it'll be me and David Wormsley going through the A to Z of WordPress. Also on Monday I'll be releasing the newsletter. You can find that at news.wpbuilds.com. And on a Tuesday we will be releasing the live version of the news. Now, slightly strangely, we record that live on Monday at 2 p.m. UK time at wpbuilds.com/live. And then I'm going to be editing it as a sort of podcast episode and releasing that on a Tuesday. So lots in store. Stay tuned. I hope that you have a nice week. Stay safe. Cheesy music fading in. Bye-bye for now.